Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here with you tonight. And the first person I want to thank and recognize tonight is our dear friend Tom Homan. One more time right here. Border 911, we like it, all right. Let's do this. Border 911, it stands for the right values, which is to say that a nation without borders is not a nation. And let me tell you something. We are in the middle of a war in this country right now. It's not a war between black and white. It's not even a war between Democrat and Republican. It is deeper than that. It is a war between those of us who love our country, the United States of America, and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now, more than ever, we need leaders who are going to lead us to victory in this war, to discover who we are as Americans, to revive the ideals of our founding fathers in 1776. If they could fight a revolution and defeat the British for a nation, it's our job to preserve that nation by standing for the borders of our nation. That is not racist. That is not xenophobic. I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. Here's what we need to do to fix it. Day one, move our military not to protect somebody else's border halfway around the world. Use our military to protect our own border in the United States of America, and I will not apologize for that. If you're in this country illegally, the one answer is you will be returned to your country of origin, period. Because that's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. Stop sending your taxpayer money to fund Central American countries until they've built a border wall on each of their own countries to stop the flow of migrants from Venezuela to the southern border of Texas. That's how we stop at aquatic barriers in the Rio Grande. Stop funding sanctuary cities to pay for breaking the rule of law in the United States of America. That's not how we do it. And you know what we need to do in this country once and for all? End birthright citizenship for the kids of illegals. It does not apply to them. These aren't black ideas or white ideas. These aren't even really, they shouldn't be Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. These are American ideals that our founding fathers fought for 250 years ago. And if they could sacrifice their honor, their treasure, and their lives, what are we going to sacrifice to pass that nation on to our kids? That's what you got to ask yourselves and look yourselves in the mirror. It isn't going to be some president coming from on high just to save us. If we're going to be saved, it is going to be because we save ourselves. And so every one of you here is tonight to support Border 911, to support Tom Homan and the efforts across this country to stand for our border. I'm asking every one of you to look deep. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what sacrifice are you going to make for this country? When George Washington and Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson and John Jay see us in the afterlife and ask you what sacrifice you made for your country, we better have a darn good answer for what we give them. And the least we can do is to secure the borders of the greatest nation known to mankind. That's what made this country great the first time around. That's what's going to make this country great again. And we can do it. They'll say and you know what? There's probably, by some estimates, upwards of 40 million people illegally in the United States right now. How are we going to do it? With 6,000, 7,000 ICE agents. Here's the answer. The law already allows us to work with local police officers. 287G is the law. We got 1 million local police officers. I've talked to cops across this country. They are standing at the ready. All we need to do is actually exercise the authority to do it. The country that put a man on the moon can get this done. This isn't a technical challenge. This is a challenge of will. Do we have it in us? And that's a question to ask ourselves. Do you have it in you? Do we have it in us? I believe we do. That's what unites us as Americans. E pluribus unum means from many, one. That's what won the American Revolution. That's what reunited us after the Civil War. That's what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and open borders and victimhood, then nobody in the world is going to defeat us. Not China, not fentanyl, not foreign migrants invading this country. That's how we actually got here. And you know what? If we stop that invasion at our southern border, if we stand for our national ideals without apologizing for it, then we don't have to be this nation in decline. We are still on our way up, where the American dream and our best days will still yet be ahead of us. Thank you all. God bless you. God bless this organization, Border 911, and may God bless our United States of America. We will not stop until we get this job done. Thank you all. God bless. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Good to see you, brother. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. I love the hat. That worked well.